Today on the channel, we got another basic blowout. It's from the Mattel basic line. We got Commander Azeez, Seth Rollins, and Shayna Bayzler.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Basics unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got Commander Azeez, we've got Shayna Bayzler, and we've got Seth Rollins. But for all your wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And today we're taking more basics to the woodshed or something like that. But we're opening up some more of these basics. You guys know I dabble in the basics. I put them together. We do some reviews here and there. And I do come across these fairly cheap as I'm not paying up on basics. I want to get them for retail or preferably even cheaper. That's the way I do. And I do, like I said, dabble in some of these basics. And some of these were worth dabbling in. So like we do all the other reviews here on the channel, we're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. Let's start off with old Shayna Bayzler. Oh, there it is, old Shayna here. And Shayna Baszler's an interesting one. Of course, shown on SmackDown with Ronda Rousey. I do expect those two to probably eventually win the female tag team title belts. I think it just makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't be shocked to see that at WrestleMania. It gives a spot for Ronda Rousey on the card. Keeps her a little bit relevant as she is a big star, as we know, and she's kind of out of the title hunt as of right now. Shayna, a good companion there, of course, going back to the MMA days as well. And Shayna Bayzler, a bit of a journey woman in the WWE, kind of been all over the place. Never to the top of the mountain like she was at NXT. Of course, she is from South Dakota. Absolutely beautiful this time of year. I'll be up there in a couple of weeks. And I believe she went to Brandon, South Dakota. That's where she lived and when she went to school. And very funny fact here is her and I probably would have been in the same grade in Brandon, South Dakota, but I moved away. So it would have been really weird to go to school with Shayna Bayzler. But back then, when we would have been going to school, that was a very, very small community. It is growing at this day and age. So we probably would have been in the same classes and things like that. Oh, what could have been? What could have been? Who knows? Who knows? But let's take a look at old Shayna Bayzler. We got to do ladies first, as usual. WWE, Shayna Bayzler, a little glamour shot. Pretty plain Jane figure, we got to admit right there for her. And on the back, got the old cross-sell down below, UPC's warnings, a little bit of a tail of the tape, a little bit, not a whole lot going on. It says, Shayna Bayzler's signature moves, the Kirifuda clutch, oh, watch out for that one, and then the Kirifuda driver. She loves the Kirifuda. She is a grappler, I think that does make sense. And of course, Joaquin Wilde, Santos Escobar, Keith Lee, and Rey Mysterio here in Elite Series 127. Let's pull her out of the package. Let's see what all the fuss is about. And honestly, I don't think there's been any fuss about this. See you later. I've actually never heard of anybody ever talk about this figure except me right now. So there you go. There she is, old Shayna in the plastic prison. Off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. All right, we got Shayna Bayzler out of the package. She's got that mean, mugging Shayna Bayzler face. She's just always mad at the world all the time. Just wanting to put somebody in the Kirifuda clutch at all times is really what she wants to do. I do like her big open grapple hands here, the big slapping hands. Almost kind of make her look like she's getting ready to wrestle somebody is kind of how it looks there. But very interesting. Two slapping hands, two open hands. You don't see that on a lot of females. This actually could be the first female Mattel basic with two open hands. Somebody can fact check that if they want to, but very interesting there. She's got the gold and black attack going on. Of course, she's got the old Ace of Spades there on the side. Of course, we're all big Motorhead fans at the end of the day. But she is the Queen of Spades, of course. She's got some spades down there on her boots, the black and gold trim throughout. You got the spade right there on her butt. And then what's it say on the back here? The Queen's Army, 1980. What a year, 1980. Oh, some would say the best year ever for heavy metal. Of course, the Ace of Spades and the Motorhead album released in 1980, among many other albums. I always say to myself, I'm a huge metalhead because I broke in, or I was born, whatever you want to call it, in 1980. I always say that is the best year for heavy metal. So many classic albums that year. It's crazy the output in 1980. Check that out if you don't know the 1980 history of metal. And I'm sure Shayna Bayzler right there with me. But we do get a Shayna Bayzler head. Looks like Shayna Bayzler, no emotion, a little bit mean mugging, but it is on point with her brand. Got a nice little ponytail going on in the back there, looking good. Be careful if you're buying these secondhand, because I can see that breaking off with little kids playing with it, things like that. Arms go all the way around, single jointed elbows, hands back and forth, waist articulation, very, very tight legs. Really no movement on these legs. Very strange. It moves up and it goes right back, so very little movement there. Single jointed knees. You got knee pads on it though. You do get a boot cut and then nothing at the ankle. So very limited articulation, very on point with basics. Not a basic that's going to set the world on fire. I think we can all agree here. But if you need a Shayna Bayzler in your collection, hey, this one will work. Does she fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. What do you know? She fits right there. We've had some Shayna Bayzler. We had the NXT Champion one, and then we had this one with the tag team title. I believe this is the Fan Takeover edition. It comes with a towel. Is it the same exact head? Probably. Yep, looks the same to me. Looks the same to me. Yep, same across the board. So it's just a way to get that sculpt back out there again. I don't know if we needed another elite Shayna Bayzler quite at this time. Maybe if her and Ronda win the tag titles, maybe they have some crazy WrestleMania gear. Who knows? That might be in the cards then. But it is what it is. I can see if you have this one, I could see you passing on this one. And that's where I sit. And of course, you guys know, right here at this table. Now we move over to the main event. I'm going to call this one the main event, even though we're doing it in the middle here. You guys know I love my big figures, and that's exactly what we got here with Commander Azeez. I guess he's now Dabba-Kato again. I was going to say, when I was planning on doing this review, first time in the line, last time in the line. And I guess some ways that is true, because I don't think we're going to get another Commander Azeez figure. However, we may get a Dabba-Kato down the line, of course. But once we saw the Omos body type being used, I said that opens up the door for more giants. Well, here we are, paint by numbers, getting the most out of your molds. Here's Commander Azeez, and like I said, he's Dabba-Kato now again in NXT. And it sounds like him and old Apollo are setting up for a hot blood feud. Could it be like Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard? I don't know if it'll be that good, but we'll see what happens there. But Commander Azeez, big giant figure. You guys know I'm in for that. Like I said, first time in the line. Series 137. Yep, 137. Got a little glamour shot on the side. Got his name. Got the cross cell down below. Of course, Seth Rollins, we're unboxing in this very video from this wave. We got Roman Reigns. We got Austin Theory. We got Aaliyah. I'm going to have to pick her up for sure. Need those Aaliyah figures. On the back, what's it say about Commander Azeez? The signature move, the spine buster, and the old Nigerian nail. Oh, you know, sometimes they say you're the hammer and sometimes you're the nail. And I guess he is the nail, the Nigerian nail. He is a powerhouse. I would say that probably works. You know, some of those powerhouses, they say, you know, I want to be a grappler. I want to be a brawler. I want to be a high flyer. I want to be a technician. But no, I have to be a powerhouse just because I'm a giant. And I guess that's the way it goes. It's the giant's curse, as they say. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic prison for Commander Azeez. I'm feeling this one. Feeling it all day long. See you later. Goodbye. Like I said, a lot of Omos reuse here, but some differences it looks like. And we're going to do some comparisons here. But man, I love this. I love a big wrestling figure. This is just really, really cool. And this guy, yeah, he's not the greatest wrestler. Yeah, he's not the most popular. But I think back to when I was a kid, if I had this when I was a kid, he'd be doing all kinds of good stuff. Because there's something about a giant, no matter if they're a good wrestler or not, just playability-wise, the power moves, things like that. I would bring him in for a hot feud with the Ultimate Warrior if it was the case when I was a kid. You know, he would lose to the Warrior, of course, but it would be just some big giant that would come out and destroy the Warrior, and then they'd have their pay-per-view blow-off, and Warrior would retain the belt. So you can put Macho Man in there, Warrior, Hogan, whoever you want to be as your lead champion there, but very, very cool. I do like this. I do really like this one. This is definitely worth the pickup for 10, 11 bucks. We got the big head on Commander Azeez. Love the hair sculpt here. Got the braids going on, the long ponytail looking really good. Got the brown wife beater. I don't know if it's brown in color or brown because he doesn't shower and wash this and do the laundry. I don't know. I guess we'll leave that to our imagination. We even got his tattoo there on his forearm, which is really nice. Got those big giant hands here. Those look really, really good. I think we've seen these hands with Braun Strowman basics in the past, if I'm not mistaken. Big white pants going on with the red line, and then the big boots. He looks like he's getting ready to go for like horse riding or something like that. It looks almost like a horse riding gear there. Got the black belt going on. Very, very good. But yeah, big, big black boots on him. Of course, articulation. You got the boot articulation, single jointed knees, waist articulation. The legs go up a little bit. He is a giant after all. Arms go all the way around. Single jointed elbows, hands back and forth, head back and forth. There's your articulation for old Commander Azeez. But a big, big brooding figure. I love the looks of this. Even got a little stubble on his face. How about that? Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? I bet he does. Just a big, big giant right there. I'm here for it. And of course, talked about Apollo Crews. I guess I'll put these two together and think of happier times, like WrestleMania last year, maybe. But you got Commander Azeez, you got Apollo Crews right there. And then I did grab Omos, the basic Omos. Now, I do imagine if Commander Azeez, Dabba-Kato now, if we get an elite of him, they'll probably reuse the Omos elite body. But here's the Omos basic body. So a lot of similarities, but some differences as well. Especially in the boot department, there's total differences right there. But very, very cool. But yeah, same body, same everything. Both absolutely giant figures. Commander Azeez might have him by a hair, no pun intended. That little mohawk gives him just a little bit more height, just barely. But boy, oh boy, love a giant in my collection. Love this Commander Azeez figure, even if he's totally done as a character. Very, very cool moment in time, once again, is what that is. But now we turn our attention over to Seth Rollins. We're going to finish it up with the plainest of Janist figures here in this lineup of 3 figures, as we've had a lot of Seth Rollins figures in Showdown packs, basics, of course the Elite line, we know all about that, so we've had quite a few Seth Rollins. This is a pretty plain Jane version. This is one of those ones where I need to get a third-party shirt or coat or something, as you need to turn this basic into an elite, is what this really, really does need. We got Seth Rollins there, Seth Rollins' name, Series 137. On the back, got the big cross-sell on the back down there, of course. UPC's warnings. Let's see what it says about Seth Rollins on the back. Of course, Seth Rollins, Harry Potter's biggest fan, of course. Reading Harry Potter in the locker room. Told that story before. Signature moves, the Stomp and the Falcon Arrow. And he is, of course, a high flyer. All right, let's pull him out of the package. See what all the fuss is about here. There it is. See you later. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I think he is the Chase in this series. I think he might be. Series 137. There he is, Plastic Prison. Up high. See you later. Off to the side. Okay, I didn't go where I wanted it to, but happens from time to time. It's definitely Seth Rollins. The face is really kind of diluted. There's really no personality, as we do know, especially modern-day Seth Rollins. As of right now, there's a lot of personality in the face and his facial expressions. Not a lot of that over here. This is pretty plain Jane, pretty bare bones as far as Seth Rollins' face goes. And then we're even a little patchy in the beard, it looks like. That could just be mine. Got the long Seth Rollins hair, head side to side, back and forth. Head removable? It is removable, so you can't pop that off. Move some things around if you really wanted to. Arms all the way around, single jointed elbows, back and forth on the hands, waist articulation, big old Seth Rollins splits, single jointed knees, very tight, and then you got the boot cut there. Not a lot going on with this Seth Rollins. He does got the painted on forearm here on the white. You do get the tattoo on his back, on his spine. You do get that one knee pad that's a little bit bigger. But besides that, very, very basic of a figure. This needs a big fancy coat. This needs a shirt, needs something. I'm going to look to some of the third-party sellers, try to dress this up just a little bit, I think is what I need to do here. It's really not all that special. But Seth Rollins, a top guy, great for a kid. A kid needs a Seth Rollins figure. You got to have Seth Rollins out there on a lot of different clips. Got to have a basic of him every once in a while. That does make sense to me. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? There it is. And the gold and black attack of Seth Rollins rides again. If I had to put these 3 in order, I'm definitely having Commander Azeez #1 all day. Put Shayna there, just South Dakota represent, Shayna Bayzler. Seth Rollins, I should represent the 2 states I've lived in my life, Iowa and South Dakota. I should probably be for these 2. It's kind of a homecoming between these 2, but it is what it is. But Commander Azeez, I'm all about Nigeria. Shout out to all you Nigerians out there. I guess I'm just a local Nigerian these days, because Commander Azeez takes the top spot in the rankings for this one for me. But an okay one, a mixed bag, something that's not going to be for everybody, especially these 2. I can see most of the majority of people saying, I'm going to use the elites, I'm good with that. But Commander Azeez, I think it's a must-have. Blends in really good with your elites. He is a big, big dude. You need him represented because you're not getting him in elite form. I wouldn't hold my breath for that at this point. But there it is, a little basic blowout unboxing. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. You might as well like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And then some, yes, and then some. We've got even more content for you over on the old Patreon channel. Check that one out. Best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for a little Mattel Basics, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.